Shabbat Shalom. Freedom. It is not such an easy thing to fathom, let alone maintain. Look around at our country and our world today. For centuries, wars have been fought in the pursuit of freedom. On this Mother's Day weekend, happy Mother's Day to our mothers and online, how many have lost precious sons and daughters to the cause, only to be left empty, sad, and for some, alone? Myself, having had 4 family members in the military and been a chaplain, first lieutenant chaplain for the California Military Reserve, I am well aware of the toll the quest for freedom can take on the families and the individuals devoted to preserving it. Our parsha this Shabbat is a double portion, finishing off the book of Leviticus. Now, it's Behar Bechukotai, and in it, God instructs Moses to tell the Israelites that every 7th year, it's a Jubilee year, the land shall observe a Sabbath of complete rest. Fields will not be tilled or sown, and vines should not be pruned. After 49 years, this Jubilee year is to be celebrated when all the land that had been sold during that time should be returned to its original owners and slaves are to be freed. Can you imagine if we just all got our mortgages and our loans forgiven? And Moses was to tell the Israelites not to make idols. They still needed to be reminded of this, to keep the Sabbath, which we're all doing here today, and to venerate the sanctuary, to make sure that we show up and we dedicate ourselves and our gifts to the maintenance of the sanctuary of the eternal. And if we do that, then great merit will be bestowed upon us. God promises, and this is a tough portion for people, the children of Israel, that if they follow the law, blessing and abundance will be theirs, but if not, they will get cursed, which is not something that anybody wants to hear. So this parsha lays down a lot of rules, blessings, and curses for the Israelites to ponder and ultimately accept. After the sin of the golden calf, it was clear that they needed some kind of structure. Freedom was something new that they had not ever known, let alone appreciate. They knew order and structure, the order and structure that they had in bondage, in slavery. Having now free reign to work the land and reap the harvest and reap the rewards was unfathomable, and maybe even a little bit scary. Teenagers. How many have had teenagers? Well, they can't wait to leave the nest. But the outside free world and the freedom that they have can create demands and responsibilities that can be overwhelming, actually causing many to come back home, or at the very least, rely on their parents for continued support and help. Freedom is a gift, and it has been since the beginning. Even Adam and Eve struggled with their freedom. They ate from the tree. They wanted more. They wanted to explore more. The freedoms of Gan Eden weren't enough, and we pay for that, it is said, to this day, women at least, with pain and childbirth and everything that goes along with it. Such is life. Rabbi Andy Gordon states on this parsha, I can only imagine what it was like to be an Israelite. Our ancestors, after centuries of slavery and imprisonment, were finally free. But that freedom came with a cost. They needed to spend 40 years wandering in the wilderness. Life was not easy. There was a lack of food, scarce water, surprise attacks, and yes, much infighting. They were Jews after all. What was most difficult for the Israelites was uncertainty about what the future held. The Israelites couldn't fathom what life would look like once they'd entered the land of Israel. After years of enslavement and wandering, they realized that they would soon possess a field to farm and a place that was their own to call home. With this vision also came great uncertainty. Suddenly, now they are told to work the land for 6 years and then just leave it for a year. Just like they get Shabbat, a time of commanded rest, now even the land gets it. A taste of freedom and a year of commanded rest. They were apprehensive and questioning their sustenance and how would they eat? What's going to happen? There is a remake of Animal Farm that's out right now. For some, it is questionable at best, getting 25% on Rotten Tomatoes. But I don't set my expectations that high. I'm just there for entertainment. It is a classic tale of the abuse of power, class structure, and personality that can happen when too much freedom is at hand and not enough structure to uphold it and maintain it. Our Parsha and its commanding laws was designed to provide that structure. God realized the necessity of rules to uphold and protect it. When the rules were violated in biblical times, there was blessing and curse and extreme consequences. Ultimately, as we know, that whole first generation that was actually freed did not get into the promised land. It is a challenge that we are struggling with still to this day. Not much has changed, and the parallels drawn in Animal Farm are not too far off. Life does imitate art or vice versa. And I'm not getting into politics here. I am just drawing a parallel between what the Torah is presenting as it relates to us now, thousands of years later. Humanity and our inherent freedom creates its own insecurities and trap. However, the alternative that we might get is certainly not an option. When the Israelites questioned how they were going to eat, a certain amount of faith and belief was necessary in the miracles that God could still provide. Rabbi Yehuda Leib Alter of Ger, a 19th century Hasidic rabbi known for his work with Svat Emet, addresses this very question. He teaches that when our ancestors were about to receive Torah on Mount Sinai, they were prepared to become like the angels. The role of an angel is to listen to the message of God. Angels have no possessions, and they have only one role, to listen while being fully present. Our ancestors hoped to live this way too. Unfortunately, the sin of the golden calf changed this. We learned we are not angels, but we are actually human beings with human frailties. The Sfat Emet connects these thoughts to our lives today. Even with our human nature and the ability to make mistakes, we too can possess the capability to be angelic. Friday evening on Shabbat, we sing Shalom Aleichem to welcome in the angels. And we are reminded that we too have the opportunity to be just like them. Resting on Shabbat, being holy, doing mitzvot, and standing about our best, we can be fully present in our lives and in our relationship with God. We all have divinity inside of us. We just actually have to access it, bring it forth, and act like it. Shabbat is a reminder and an opportunity for us to do this individually and in community. This Shabbat, let us be grateful for the freedom that we have. Let us show up to vote to maintain it. And I see that Dan has voted. His sticker is on his book. I'm looking right at it through the service because I knew it was coming up. So voting time is coming. We're all getting ballots or things in the mail. Vote. Let us be fully present, mindful of the gifts that we have received from God, and grateful to those who have fought to preserve it. Memorial Day is coming. Shavuot will be observed mid-month and by us next Shabbat. We celebrate receiving the commandments at Sinai and the gift that we are meant to carry inside and to apply in our relations with others. On this Shabbat leading up to Shavuot, let us continue to be worthy. Let us continue to connect to the angelic presence to guide us. May it be God's will. Shabbat Shalom.